Hi there. Welcome to class. This is Strengthen and Restore. It's 30-minute class, and I am teaching strength building and restore or relax because I felt like when we have only 30 minutes to practice, it's really nice to do some things that do build strength, that help us kind of fortify our daily life with more muscular strength. And at the same time, a 30-minute practice can't be too intense, and so I thought it would be nice to make sure that we're relaxing and letting go. So it's not a restorative class, that's another one that I teach, but it is quite restful for about half the time, maybe a little less than half the time. This class also is fine for you if you're pregnant or postpartum, or even if you're working with fertility. I just wanted to say that because I'm not offering any classes right now live for those people specifically. So you're welcome to this class and the classes that I'm teaching regularly at this time. Okay, so I'm going to start in about a minute. I'm just looking at the clock. I'm going to start in about a minute. So whatever props you have, whatever things you have where you are that you think you might need for the class today, please just have them. And so maybe you already have them because you keep all of your props in the space where you practice. But if you hadn't thought about that and you have a block or two or some blankets, please go and grab them now, okay, and then come back. So to begin today, I want you to start laying on your back. And for me, I put a blanket down over my yoga mat. So you can do that or not. I mean, this also is like a low thickness rug that I'm practicing on. It's not like a hardwood floor or tile. But I like padding, especially here in the beginning, lying on my back. So do this or not, and come to lying down. If you're not sure how to come to lying down, and sometimes you have backache, then I really want you to lay on your side. This is also for fertility or pregnancy. Lay on your side, then roll onto your back. It's just a very safe, gentle, and also rather kind way to come onto your back. And then bend your legs so that your feet are on the floor, and let your knees knock in together. So your knees aren't apart, but they're knocking in together. And maybe you already know that, how to do that, but the knees are touching, and let the feet be wide. So it's not like the knees are touching and the feet are touching, but the feet are wide, the knees are knocking in together. And when you do that, it relaxes and broadens the low back, which is good for all of us. And then go ahead and take your hands on your belly or somewhere on your body if the belly doesn't feel right to you. And just begin to take it easy. I want you to connect with your physical body by feeling yourself, being sensitive to how you feel and dropping your attention into your body right now. And at the same time, I want you to become aware of your breathing, right? Your inhalation and your exhalation. And I'd like you to inhale to the count of 4 or so, and then exhale to that same count. So when you count or breathe to 4, generally speaking, that's longer than your regular breath. So you're extending your inhalation and also extending your exhalation. You can close your eyes if you want. Definitely relax the shoulders downwards towards the floor. And try to be at ease as much as you can at this time. Dropping your attention into your body and connecting with your breath slows down, calms down your nervous system. And so though you might feel a little agitated at first, eventually, and hopefully that eventually is not too long from now, but eventually you'll feel at ease and very slow and drawn inward, and you won't want to push your awareness outside of yourself. You won't want to dash off to something else. You'll want to stay drawn inward. This is very healthy for us. And this is something that you can do anytime because you're doing it for yourself. Here on the floor right now, relaxing, feeling your body, or being sensitive to your physical self, and then noticing your breathing. And then from here, you can just let the breath begin to come and go just on its own. You don't have to extend the length of breathing or anything. And you can let your hands come to the floor beside you and let them just rest on the floor. So both your hands, your arms are just resting on the floor. Don't use them. And then draw your legs up in towards your body. Bend the legs and draw them into the body, and then rock your legs a little bit back and forth. Just feeling what it's like to work a little bit with gravity, work a little bit with the movement of your legs, not your arms. We tend to do so much with our arms. Right now it's just the legs, and they're rocking in towards the body. Gravity's drawing them in, and then you're drawing them away a little. And then from here, when you're ready, extend your legs up. And if you can extend them all the way so it goes straight, please do that. If you need to keep them bent, it's also okay. Whichever position your legs are in, please flex your feet, pull your toes apart, and draw your toes down towards your body. So the toes aren't reaching towards the sky, but they're pulling down towards you. And then just walk your feet back and forth a little bit. You might feel a strong stretch in your calves, that would be good. Or you might not. And then from here, draw the legs in towards your chest. So the whole time still, we haven't been using the arms. In fact, feel what it's like to relax and rest the arms really, arms and hands. Then from here, feet to the floor, and you can slide one leg out. So I'm going to slide my left leg out, but you can slide either one, and draw the right leg in. Again, still not using your arms best you can. Then raise the right leg up. This time point the toe, and draw the leg back towards the right shoulder. So if the right leg is up, this is the right, it's drawn towards the right shoulder, kind of just bouncing a little bit, but with control, you're bouncing the leg. And then go ahead and flex the foot and feel the difference. And the leg can bend also, but you can straighten it all the way. To straighten your legs, you can think about the lower leg and the upper leg extending. So there's like two parts you're trying to extend. Flexing your foot here. Then slowly lower the leg down with control, but don't go all the way. Oh, I think I have to move that. Go just towards the floor, and then take the leg back up. So just slowly lowering the right leg, flexing the foot. Don't let the foot touch the floor, and bring it back up. The arms are at your sides. If your hands are palms down, you can have a little bit of support there with the hands down on the floor. Left leg is straight and active. The right leg is straight and active, but you're also moving the right leg up and down. The left leg active on the floor, there I mean that you're flexing the foot, reaching out through that leg, but you're just raising the right leg up and down. And then go ahead and you can lower the right leg all the way to the floor. And you can just feel for a moment that right side of the right leg and the right side of you. And then draw the left leg in towards the body. And then raise the left leg up. Flex the foot. And then point the foot and draw it in a little bit, bouncing it back and forth towards the left shoulder. Pointing and then flexing. You can do that in either way first, and you can change it more than I'm saying. You can point more, point and flex. You're just moving that left leg towards the left shoulder. Good, and then from here, fully extend the leg the best you can and slowly lower it down. So flexing the foot, the left foot, and flexing the right foot, so both. Don't let the left foot come to the floor before you raise it back up. So I also want you to engage the abdominal muscles, trying to press your low back to the floor a little, or draw the navel, the belly button in towards the spine, as you raise and lower the left leg. And also at the same time, try to keep your shoulders pinned to the floor and also relaxed. So you're not hardening your shoulders, lifting them up towards your head, but just lowering and raising the left leg with control. Observing what this is like for you. And then just this last time, lower the left leg all the way down. And let your legs totally relax and be passive. I'm just going to move this pink ottoman so it's out of the way. And then from here, I want you to lift up your pelvis and take your palms underneath your buttocks. Extend your legs. Draw your legs in towards your chest. Raise your legs upwards towards the ceiling. Flex your feet. Engage some abdominal muscles and slowly lower the legs as far down as you can, and then raise them back up. You can go this small amount like I'm showing here and come back up. Or you can go low, 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 maybe all the way to the floor, like about an inch from the floor, and then back up.
You could also do this with your hands at your sides, not underneath your torso. That's more difficult. So extending your legs without lifting your low back off the floor very much, or maybe not at all. Engaging your abdominal muscles. And then one more time, raising the legs up and lowering them back down. All the way. Then relax your arms at your sides, palms up. Rest your legs, let them flop out to the sides a little bit. And just feel what it's like to have used your legs, also your feet, for that amount of time and in those actions. Just be aware of the legs, the ankles, the feet, the toes. That whole lengthiness of your body. And then from here, let's do a back bend. So again, if you bend your legs a little bit, you can easily lift up your pelvis and take your palms under your body, just like you did before, if you did it, with your palms down. Then stretch your legs out, and you can have your legs apart, or you can have them all the way together. In this one, generally it's taught that you point the toes, but if you want to flex or just keep the legs active. But the typical way is to point the toes. Then from here, I want you to relax your neck and head. Just be easy in that part of the body. Be aware of your chest and the center of your chest, which is the sternum. It's where the two sides of the ribs come together. And as you're ready, with active legs, press the palms and the forearms into the floor and lift your sternum chest up and let your neck and head draw back and come up into this back bend. This is a version of fish pose. So where the two sides of the rib cage come together, lift up there and let your neck and head fall back. Active legs, press the thighs down, breathe freely, and keep your eyes open. Lift your chin a little bit and let your head fall back, as long as your neck can take that. And keep lifting the sternum chest. So to help you lift the sternum chest, draw your shoulder blades into the body more, and broaden your chest. Breathe freely, and then you can slowly come all the way down and all the way out, and then rest your arms at your sides, palms up. Okay, good. Then from here, bend one leg and then the other. And roll over to the side and come up. So maybe because you're laying on the floor, you want to move a little bit extra slowly as you come all the way up. Especially if you had a long day, or maybe you haven't eaten yet today, it's early in the day. Take it easy because of the intensity of what we were just doing. And come up to standing. And if you have a block, I didn't pull my block before, but if you have a block, take a block. And come all the way up to standing. And if you have a block, the block can be on your mat behind you on the right. And then step your feet wide. It's okay, you can't see my head. I don't want to move the camera right now. So feet are wide, it's triangle pose. Turn your toes towards the right. Turn your torso, not towards the right, towards that forward leg, but turn the torso from right to left so that your shoulders and your pelvis align just right over your hips. It's actually good you can't see my head all the way because it helps you focus on my torso which is what your torso should be doing, where the shoulders are up from the pelvis, you're not turning towards the forward leg. Then raise your arms up to the height of your shoulders and extend over to the right, and then take your hand down. If you don't have a block, just hold your lower leg, or maybe your ankle, if you can do that without straining. Otherwise, use the block, right hand on the block, under the right shoulder, left arm up. Press your feet into the floor, extend your legs, lengthen your torso, and turn your torso and look up towards your left hand. Draw your shoulders down your back and open your chest towards the ceiling. Breathe freely. And then from here, press down through your feet. Inhale, come all the way up and all the way out. Feet forward, and turn your toes to the left. Turn your torso from left to right so you're facing front. You can move your block or just keep it where it is and use your leg. Either way. And then with the right leg very straight, extend to the left and take your hand down to the block, the right arm up from the left. Pull your arms apart to open your chest. Press your feet into the floor to get more extension in your legs, and then turn your torso from left to right and turn your neck and head and look up. Pull your arms apart, draw your shoulders down your back, breathe freely, and really extend through all four limbs. Extend your torso. You're engaging some abdominal muscles that helps you turn and spinal twist the torso. Which is also safe for pregnancy and even fertility. Press down through your feet. Inhale, come all the way up and all the way out. Feet forward. And then walk your feet in. And come all the way down right away.
And sit on your heels in Virasana. So if you can sit on your heels, comfortably do. Otherwise, use some blankets or whatever you have, or even a block if you have the block. Sit here. Thighs can be, turn so you can see more. You can have your thighs apart or all the way together. Take your hands here in front of you. Interlace your fingers and press the palms forward. And then take the arms up overhead. If you can keep your head centered over your shoulders and then your shoulders upright over your pelvis, that's perfect. And then you draw your arms back so your upper arms and your ears align. And be here. Drop your buttocks, lift through the ribcage, lift the chest, press the palms towards the ceiling. And then you can look up, lift your chin, look back behind your pinky fingers, opening up your throat, and then look forward in front of you. From here, when you're ready, inhale through your nose. Then exhale out your mouth with a ha. Once more, inhale. And exhale. Then just extend your arms out to your sides and let your palms rest, palms down on your thighs. And close your eyes. Breathe freely, breathe easily. Relax your legs, but keep your torso upright. And then take your hands again in front of you, interlace your fingers so the other pinky's on the outside. Press your palms forward. So make sure you don't lean forward. This actually, there's quite a lot of intensity in this position. It helps open your chest and your upper back and your shoulders. So keep your fingers deeply interlaced. Try to press the center of your palm away from you. Arms straight, and then take your arms overhead. And when you take your arms overhead, don't lift your shoulders. Keep your shoulders moving down your back. Be long through the torso, long through the upper arms and the forearms, and try to press the palms upwards towards the ceiling. And at the same time, descend the shins and the tops of your feet downwards towards the floor. Let your face relax. Let your eyes be soft. And then inhale when you're ready, long and deep. And exhale out the mouth. And just one more. When you exhale this time, extend the arms to your sides and down. And then just breathe freely. You can close your eyes. And let your right ear fall over towards your right shoulder. Lift your chest more and let your head drop more. Then inhale your head to the center. Then exhale your left ear to your left shoulder. Broaden your collarbones, relax the shoulders, left ear down. Then inhale back to the center. From here, come forward onto your hands and knees. So you're on your hands and knees, hands are under the shoulders. Just a couple of times, do cat and cow. So you press the floor away and you lift your shoulder blades, your navel draws in and your low back rounds. And then when you inhale, lengthen the front of the body, lift your chest and look up. So this is a good way to have the whole spine move and be lubricated because of the movement. Inhaling, opening up, looking up, and exhaling, rounding in. Keep your arms active the whole time. And if you have some wrist concerns, you can be maybe on your knuckles like this. Or maybe you can play around with being on your forearms and doing the movement. This is if you have wrist problems, or maybe it's just because you want to explore something a little different. Okay, just a few more. And then from here, come back to neutral, hands forward in front of the shoulders, pull your fingers apart, tuck your toes, lift up into downward facing dog, and be here. If you can't do downward dog these days for any reason, right now is when you would do child's pose. But otherwise, you're doing downward dog. Adjust your footing so that your right leg is straight, your left leg is bent, and your right foot's on the floor firm. Keep your arms active. Then bend the right leg, stretch and extend the left leg. The left heel presses into the floor firm. Then extend both legs. Release your neck and head. And from here, come down in child's pose, into child's pose. So everybody is now in child's pose.
Adjust your arms wherever you need to so that your arms are relaxed and your shoulders are releasing towards the floor. Good, then use your hands somewhere under your shoulders or by your knees to help you push into the floor and lift your torso up. So you're using a little arm strength with your hands on the ground to lift your torso up. All right, so from here, I want you to take some kind of pillow or bolster or couch cushion. Here's a couch cushion so that you can lay back over it. So the first one that I want you to do is where you're sitting, move this out of the way. You're sitting on the ground and you're, whatever you have, something that's kind of big and also that's long, because you need to think about this as being like your spine, because you're going to lay your back over it so that you have this nice supported prop underneath you to help open up the front of the body. It's a bit of a back bend. This blanket here is so that you can have your head a little elevated, so it's like a pillow. So it's as if you're laying flat in your bed and you have a pillow under your head. So here you are on the ground, buttocks is near your prop, your legs are bent with your feet on the floor. With your hands behind you, use some arm strength to extend your torso and lie back over your prop. And then adjust this so that you have a little pillow for your head. This could even be a pillow. And then release your legs out, relax your arms at your sides, and just be here. So this is generally a good position for everyone. If you feel like you have if it aches, if something feels a little bit off, it may be that you need to come into it again and extend more. Because what happens is if you can lengthen here, you're extending instead of compressing the bones of the spine and lengthening through the rib cage and extending the muscles. So when you lie down, it should feel like you're very expanded and long. And then when you relax and rest, the broadness of the prop on your backside helps open and expand your torso. So there's a broadness coming to you. The legs can just release outwards and fall inwards or outwards, however they naturally want to be. And for this little bit of a short time here, I want you to be in this position. Releasing, relaxing, letting go. You can reconnect with the breath that we started with, where you're inhaling to the count of 4 or something like the count of 4. If you don't like counting, it's just something where it's a little longer than your normal inhalation, and then you match your exhalation to be the same length, more or less. Resting, restoring, relaxing. These are all the words that I can use, or you can hear, to encourage you to let go and to be with the fact that this is enough right now. In fact, this is a lot because you're in a back bend, you're on the ground. It can be quite strong of a chest opener, especially if you've been on the computer a lot or working in such a way that you're rounding forward. From here, you can stay a little longer if you want, but otherwise it's time to come out. So you bend one leg and then the other and roll over to one side, and then use your arms to lift you up. You can take your time for sure. From here, you can use the same prop that you were already using or something else. And basically I want you to sit up on this and then lay back down so that your buttocks where you're sitting is elevated. So you can sit where you're like this on your prop, and then you lay down on your side. This is like easy way to come into it and lay on your back. And then your buttocks is elevated. Your knees can knock in, maybe if that feels good, feet wide, or it could be that the knees are separate. I definitely want you to have your legs relaxed. Pelvis up a little bit, shoulders on the floor, and then your neck and head. And just relax your arms at your sides, palms up. Or you could have your hands over your body, on your belly here. make sure that it's comfortable and it feels like you're stable up on your prop. Like that you can easily have your buttocks drop down. And then you could just stay here with your feet on the floor, or you could take your legs, again, not using your arms, just like in the very beginning. Draw your legs in a little bit, and then raise your legs up. If you know how to do this, which you likely do, most of you, if you want to do this at the wall, this is very similar to when we do legs at the wall. It's just today we're doing it in the middle of the room, so it's a little more active, and it's a little bit different position with the prop under the buttocks. Then go ahead, bend your legs if they're elevated and feet back to the floor. From here, take your time, and you can just scoot yourself off all the way onto the floor if you have room, or you can roll to the side. And then I do want you to come into the position where your calves are, I didn't mean to say calves, the backs of your knees are underneath, or underneath the backs of your knees are the prop, and then your calves and your feet are just falling towards the other side. And then your palms up at your sides, relax here, your shoulders on the floor. If you need a blanket for under your head to be more comfortable, go ahead and take that. Otherwise, just be here so you didn't have to move too much from the last position. And let yourself relax more deeply now. Allow yourself to be very comfortable, or anyway, as comfortable as you can be right now. Don't pressure yourself to be more relaxed, because relaxation comes as a process. And so here you are, after you did some yoga postures that were quite deep, especially if your focus was on them, then the actions really go deep into the body and make a difference. They allow you to feel differently in your body. You're able to release tension and even like ideas and like a mindset, thought processes that are going on. They can change because of the physical practice of yoga. And so whatever happened in those 20 or 25 minutes of practice. And now you're here in this part of the practice, which is a pose, Shavasana, and this is the one where we have something under the knees, so it's very gentle and supportive to the low back. If you're late in pregnancy and watching this video, you need to lay on your side if this isn't comfortable, or set yourself up in a way that is comfortable for you for a few minutes to lay here relaxing. Be aware of the top of your head. And then from there, note your forehead and let the forehead flesh release towards your eyebrows. And then feel also that your forehead is broad, that it expands from the middle, or spreads from the middle outwards towards the right and towards the left. So that your forehead area is part of your awareness. And there's a release towards the eyebrows and a broadness to your forehead. Relax your facial muscles. Relax your neck and your throat. And become aware of your breathing. And every time you exhale, release from the shoulders down towards the feet. And every time you inhale, just let the inhalation expand every part of you that you can be aware of. That's when you inhale. And when you exhale, you're releasing from the shoulders downwards towards your feet. Inhale, just gently expanding, taking the breath everywhere within your body, and exhaling, releasing, and letting go from the top to the bottom. So I'm saying from shoulders downwards towards your feet. If you want to add in from the top of your head downwards towards the feet, you can also do that. Another option would be just that your forehead, your head, face, neck, and throat, they're all very stable and solid just as they are. Inhaling and exhaling with ease so that you can feel more at ease. You can trust the feelings in your body. You can trust the deep openness and letting go that may be happening for you. Allow yourself to go into it. You may be feeling yourself moving deeper and deeper into relaxation, and just allow that. It can be very blissful. And you can stay here. When you're ready, whenever that is, now or later, you bend your legs and roll to the side. Taking your time, always taking your time after relaxing. Coming up to sitting when you're ready, whenever that is. And feeling grounded in your